All right, so now we're going to go into our triangle choke. Now, this is a great choke. It's part of your main submissions that you'll be using, but there's a lot of parts. So I'm going to kind of take this, go slow, so you understand what order things have to happen to throw the triangle choke on your partner. So, if I'm in my guard over here, I have Miss Alex locked up. Now, the first thing I want to do for my triangle choke is pass one of the arms. So I want to pass the arm and bring my leg on top of her shoulder. So, if I'm passing this arm, instead of trying to push it back, I like to go for the Kimura, because if I get it, I get it. And if I don't get it, I'll back it up into my triangle choke. So I'll have kind of a secondary move. So when I come up here, she starts to pull this away from me, or she grabs onto her garment or gi to stop me. So when I come back, I bring my leg totally on top. Now my knee is right on her neck, so over here. So what I like to do from here right now is just start to lock my legs, all right? This way I have some kind of control, and eventually you can go for your strangler over here. Now, what happens from here is I'm going to start to bridge up. So I'm going to start to bridge so that arm comes up, and I'm going to pass it at the elbow. All right, so now I'm still locked. What I'm going to do now is take this foot, put it on her hip, and I'm going to push off. And my dancer leg is going to come this way. My head will also go this way, all right? So I make a lateral flexion in here. Now see this angle? This is good. If you're over here when I'm looking at the top of her head, I'm not in the correct angle. So I want my angle, and then I can grab it. There's my lock. So if I can, I lock it underneath my knee and the choke. Now I know she feels it because she's almost tapping, but what I'm going to do from here is pull her head in at the same time. So I'm in here, and then there it is. Now, one thing I want to mention is you want to be like an anaconda and bring everything in. So when I'm choking from here, everything comes in towards my body. And there you get it. All right? So let's take this angle over here. All right, so we're here. Now I'm going to go for my Kimura. See how she took it away? All right, now what I'm going to do is fall back. I can even grab her head over here. And now this is right up here. Now we talked about just lock it up. All right, because if this is a real fight too, I can start to punch, I can start to do a lot of other things, but I have some control. Now I'm going to bridge. I bridge because it has a floating arm. I'm going to pass it at or above the elbow right here. So I just push it to my other hip. Now I put my right foot on her hip, and my dancer leg is over here, and I turn. After I turn, I bring this up, and I lock it, and then I choke. If for whatever reason she's getting choked and she falls over, I'm going to ride it up into my mount. So I would still have my triangle choke on her, all right? I just didn't do it to her. My leg would still be under. If I'm over here and she goes to stand up, I keep my triangle choke and I start to grab her legs, right? Because I want my legs to come down, or her legs to come down, and then I'm riding her up. If I have a good choke, or I can still get it, I can reapply, right? I can reapply this over here, over the top there, or I could just stay in here and come to strike. So again, if you really put this triangle choke on, you should be good to go, but they might either fall to the side or try to stand up. But at this stage, you have a lot of tools that you can kind of adapt and get over that and overcome it. So let's do one more angle from the front now. So I'm over here. So I'm going to go for my Kimura. She pulls it back. There's my switch. Locking it up. Okay, now if I forget what I'm doing, take your time. Bridge, pass. Okay, I'm still grabbing the head if I want to. Dancer leg. If I want to pull it in, see that? There's my switch. And then there's my choke.